To the weather right now back on Earth as we go live over uptown from our Arlington camera. The warmer weather and the blue skies are back today. After the work week got off to a cold, wet start. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tara Lane of the Pinpoint Weather Center. And Tara, we got spring fever in our air today.
Oh yes, a little pep in your step out there. You step outside, it's nice and beautifully sunny. Unlike yesterday, it was cloudy and foggy and rainy for some of you and a little bit cooler. But oh yes, it's amazing what just that little bit of extra warmth can do compared to just how cold it's been for so much of the month of January. 59 degrees right now in the Queen City with a light west-southwest wind. So that's that warmer flow when we have that wind coming out of the south and west, and of course working with the sunshine to give us that boost in temperatures. And the air is so dry too. Back to those lowering dew points down to the lower 20s, so it cools down quickly and it has a chance to warm up quickly as well. And we've got widespread 50s, some lower 60s across the board here. Looking around the Carolinas from the coast, we're at 61 in Wilmington, 54 up around the beautiful Crystal Coast, Emerald Isle and Morehead City area to 61 in Charleston, Hilton Head Island, 57 for friends in Asheville, and only up to 43 up there in the mountains at Boone. But that is certainly much better compared to the dangerous amount of cold that we were talking about for you all in the mountains last week. It is dry, so we had that front passing on through, but here's the thing. It's pretty and it's nice and warmer outside, but it's causing an issue too when it comes to the fire danger. It's been so dry. We actually have about a 1 to 2 inch rainfall deficit in most of our neighborhoods. We haven't really talked too much about this because we've been so focused on the cold and the chances of snow here lately and the wintry precipitation. And when we have that, the dry situation with the relative humidity and those dry fuels, when you see those percentages in the teens and 20s to only near 30% or so, combined with the gusty wind, which we also have today, especially up there in the mountains, it makes for that increased fire danger. So you're encouraged to hold off on any sort of outdoor burning just to be on the safe side, because anything that gets sparked could try and quickly burn out of control, like power tools, machinery that you may be using that could cause those sparks, and properly discard and extinguish cigarettes as well. And watch out for some of that dry vegetation. Wind advisory, and talking about the wind too, wind advisory has actually been extended through tomorrow for you all up in the mountains and down through the mountains of Burke and Caldwell counties as well, with those gusts that will continue into tomorrow afternoon, upwards of 50 miles per hour. Otherwise, we have got just an even warmer Wednesday ahead. I'm calling it the pick of the week because if you like this sort of thing, sunshine and that much closer to 70, tomorrow is your day. About 66 degrees with that wind at about 5 to 10. But again, we're going to be looking at some of those higher gusts still around, say, 20 to 25 or so miles per hour. And it just goes on from there. So we are talking about generally above average highs for the foreseeable future here. The average is 53, 66 tomorrow, a little bit of a drop down to about 60 on Thursday. And then we are right back in the lower 60s as we head into the weekend. And look at that. This is going to stretch into early next week, close to 70. We could have some 70s on the temperature map to kick off next week on Monday. Before we get to that, though, we do have a cold front to talk about, and that will bring us our next chance of showers, potentially a couple of thunderstorms, mainly for just during the day on Friday. And so the weekend, if you have some of those outside plans, it's looking pretty good. Back to some of that sunshine with temperatures remaining in the 60s.